Welcome to Butterfly Transformations. You are with Tunisia Ali. What's good? What's going on? I have been MIA for a while, y'all. I have had things going on. But I hope that this video finds you happy, at peace, and in a wonderful place. Today we're talking about twin flames. Yes, we are. We're going to get back to those twin flames. Now, this is going to be the video that will be the first one in a series of multiple videos about twin flames, karmics, divine life partners, soulmates, and the false twin. So we're talking about today the most ascended aspect of relationship that one can have, depending upon what point of view that you take, and that is the twin flame relationship. Now, this is a relationship that is a gift from God, a gift from the divine. And so the bond that you share with this person is unbreakable. The love that you carry, the frequency, the vibration, all of it is unconditionally something that is very much a part of your soul essence. It is a part of your very energetic makeup. Depending upon how you look at the twin flame relationship, many people will agree that it is the splitting of a soul that has gotten to a certain point. That soul then splits. All right. I spoke about in a previous video how I like to look at the twin flame relationship and liken it to twins, because as above, so below. So if we can have twins that are the result of an egg breaking into two, then we can also have a soul that does the same. That's the best way that I can sort of liken that to you. And so when you think of twins in this world, even if they are fraternal twins, you know that there is an unbreakable bond. You know that there is a level of telepathy. You know that there is growth. There is deep and abiding connection and love. And so that's the context in which I'm going to talk about the twin flame connection. Now, I made a list of notes based on some experiences, some first-hand encounters with a false twin flame situation, and many relationship experiences that I have had, some more fortunate than others in my short lifetime of almost 50 years. And so a lot of this I'm speaking from experience, but there's so much to say as it relates to twin flames and all of these different types of soulmate relationships that I encourage you to do the research. I by no means should be where you stop pursuing information. You need to research. You need to, though, first and foremost, listen to your heart, because if you are a true twin flame, your heart knows, your soul knows the truth, and that cannot be validated by anything that I say, nor can it be invalidated by anything that anyone else says. This is something that you know and feel in your heart that your logical mind just really cannot make sense of. So I think I have maybe like 14 or 15 different aspects. Let's talk about the first one. When you meet your twin flame, it opens you up to an entirely different way of experiencing life. It opens you up to seeing things from a different point of view. And what I mean is, the person may come from an entirely different religious background that you never considered. They may actually be of the same sex, believe it or not. They may be extremely much older than you. There may be some very odd differences that cause you to come in contact with something and someone that you never felt that you would be attracted to in the first place. In fact, oftentimes this person might not have seemed to be, may not fit the profile of what is your type in the first place. So it's a kind of relationship that allows you to expand your thinking and to begin to see life and your experience as life beyond the parameters of what you might have been able to experience in the past. The second thing that you're going to notice about a twin flame relationship is that almost immediately You are taken with this person and you find an uncanny ability to learn, listen to, and be captivated by this person. It's not just what you might experience when you are falling in love with someone, but there's something deeply within that person that is a part of their soul essence that you have a great appreciation for, and it's something that you feel holistically. It's not something that the mind itself comprehends entirely into itself. It's not something that you just feel on an emotional level. It's all parts of you experiencing this person at a level that is unrivaled in a way that you haven't experienced before. And as a matter of fact, when this person comes into your life, one of the first things you start doing is looking at previous relationships, trying to define for yourself, okay, have I experienced this before? Like, what's going on here? Number 3 is that the connection you will find is super intense. It's activated and engaged at the sacral chakra level. The sacral chakra is responsible for our creative passion, our zest for life. It's where our sexual energies are. It's where the masculine and feminine energies within us all reside. And so that center is activated. Initially, it may be activated on an unconscious level, but it quickly, and in a very accelerated way becomes very apparent that there's a communication that's going on between the two chakras, the two sacral chakras within those individuals, and those chakras engage, and so do all of the other chakras. So when you're in the presence of this person, you can expect that all of those centers can line up, and they will engage, and you will feel awake and alive in ways that maybe you haven't before. The heart chakra is going to expand. Your crown chakra is going to be receiving all kinds of divine inspiration. Your third eye is going to sense. So much is going to be turned on in terms of your verbal and nonverbal communication with this individual. So it can be very, very amazing and very, very powerful. Number 4 is that, and you will hear people describe this a lot, the connection can be so fiery and so intense and so passionate that it's a lot to take. It's as if you plugged into a wall outlet that is sending so much energy through that it blows a fuse or it causes something to power down. It's no different than when you're in a very high vibrational state. You may find that the technology around you acts quirky and lights blink and all sorts of things happen because the electromagnetic field is so strong. And so what's happening is the souls have a very basic primal resonance, and the rest of the consciousness, the rest of the person's energy is having some difficulty trying to capture this, that it's a lot to handle. So the rush of energy oftentimes can be too much for both parties at different times, and they will find the need or the desire to feel like they have to break away, or they have to get some space, or they have to get some air, because it can be so much. It can be so much that you can feel like you can't get anything done. You can't focus. You can't, we say sometimes two things can't occupy the same space, right? And so what happens is you have this thing, this energy, this love, this unconditional, energetic mirroring with another individual, and it is turning on every center and activating every chakra, not just the 7, but there's something that when the two of you come together is so powerful that it takes over everything. And remember, we are confined to this 3rd dimensional construct. We have responsibilities, we have things to do, we have all this stuff, and so you can't just hang out in that place. And so sometimes it becomes too much, and depending upon when the connection visits you and what you're doing in your life and what's going on in your life, you have competing energies as well. So the 5th thing, I believe, is the deep feeling of familiarity when you meet this person. A lot of people say it feels like home. It's that thing that you kind of had to be there. You can't really describe it, but you know what it feels like. It's that essence that when you are with that person, or when you hear their voice, or when you think of them, or when you lay eyes on that individual, You feel something that you know is deeply, deeply familiar. You know that this is not the first time that you've ever laid eyes on this person. You know that you know them. You know that you know their soul. Okay, when you look into their eyes, and that's number 6, I think, it may be 15. When you look into their eyes, you not only see magic, you feel magic. It's very, very powerful. This is not the kind of relationship that you have to force to happen. This is not the kind of bond that when you meet this person and you go out on a date, you're concerned about what they think of you. This is the kind of a home and a kind of familiarity that you know this person's soul, and you may find yourself sharing things with this person, experiences, private things you would never share with anyone else with this person, and not really understanding, how is it that I can share these things with this person? I don't even know this person. So you transcend those boundaries and you go from 0 to 100 in a very short amount of time. As well, I talked about the energies of the sacral chakra, and that being the space where our feminine and masculine energies are, our yin and our yang energies, the balance and the true harmony. So you all bring that to the relationship. Where you are the yin, that person is the yang. Where you are the yang, that person is the yin. And you will find that you're able to move in and out of those energies with relative ease, and the way that you are able to complement each other is amazing. As well, you find that what that person brings to the relationship allows you to get to know yourself better. They're bringing the other part of you that you need to be able to see, and you're bringing the other part of them that they need to be able to see, that heretofore maybe has not been able for the graspable for them. I don't know what number I'm on. We're going to try number 7, okay? One of the things that you notice in the twin flame dynamic, I talked about the love being unconditional, and large swaths of time can go by and you may not necessarily be in communication with that person, but you always feel a deep and abiding and unconditional tie to that person. The energetic cord with that individual is extremely strong, because remember, it's at the soul level. Also, one of the things that's important with a twin flame is that both people are usually and have to be about the business of doing the inner work. That's what one of the major hallmarks of this relationship is that it comes to you when you've reached a level of soul evolution and advanced soul experience at times. It just depends. I don't want to say advanced soul. Let me say when you've reached a level of experience where you're doing a lot of self-work and you're evolving in different ways, and it's time for you to go to the next level. So it's like you meet your match. You meet that one person that turns on everything, that one person that can rock your world, that one person that can bring out the best in you, but can also make you feel debased, but not in the worst possible way, but can also humble you and also show you what it is you need to see in order to continue your movement forward. So that part is very important. So during those periods where you may not be with that person, your soul is still encouraged to grow. And it is believed that in the twin flame dynamic, when the parties are not together, or when there have been some distance between them and the communication may be off, that both people, whatever both people are doing, is benefiting the entire union, which is very important. The other thing is that this union inspires you to want to be your best. In fact, when you come into contact with this person, you feel like you can take on the world. You feel super powerful. You feel like you want to be a part of their success. They feel like they want to be a part of your success. It's like, do you remember that kitty cartoon growing up? And it was, I forget, but it was Wonder Twin Powers activated. And the twins would put their hands together, and there would be all this energy, and they could turn into whatever they wanted to turn into, and they could take on the world. It's the same kind of thing. This person cheers for you. Unlike the false twin flame relationship or karmic relationship where a person feels threatened by your success. In this situation, the person can see your true value. They can see the light within you, and they want to help you spread your light. They want to help you get that light out into the world, and that's mutual. There's a deep belief in each person's own capacity and ability to manifest their soul's evolutionary path. And if the two are lucky and are able to do the work that needs to be done, they are able to do that together and to help create new templates for relationships, for love, and for so many other things on this planet. And that's really what it is about, because, and the way they do this is because when you're in the midst of people who are twin flames, everybody feels that love, everybody feels that energy. It's magnified, and everybody is touched by that love frequency, by the degree of harmony that exists, by the high power that the two of those people embody. And so it affects everything. It lifts the vibration of any and everything that it is around. It's like pouring water in on barren soil. Number 8. The challenging aspect of a twin flame relationship is that the people mirror the shadow aspects of themselves, or the energies that maybe both people have not dealt with, or the things that maybe, let's say, they've dealt with, but they still have work to do, and they may not realize they still have work to do. I'll give you an example. Let's say both people have a lot of ego. They have a lot of vanity. They have a lot of, they're in their personality, they're in their image, they're in their, how they appear to the world energy. And they think that they have done a great job of resolving some of that, or either they're not aware of that. The two of them being in each other's companies will highlight those things, and they will find themselves being triggered by things. And those triggers are what will create the markers to help them identify with what it is that they still need to work on in order to go to the next level. Because remember, this is about refinement. This is about purification. Number 9, I guess it's number 9, okay, is the quality of asking yourself, who is this person? Like, you don't have a frame of reference for this. Like, who is this person? Or you might even ask that person, who are you? Who are you? Because you know, you recognize them. There's something that you're aware of on a soul level that consciously you can't make space of or make sense of in your mind, but you know that this person means something to you, and you know that this coinciding of events is not by accident. You know that this person means something to you, and that there's something profound that this person is supposed to be bringing into your life, and you bringing into their life. Number 10, the way that you meet this person, or I put down here, something synchronistic and unusual brings this person into your life. And when they come into your life, you feel all of the cylinders firing, which I mentioned, and it can actually create some fear or some hesitation, some apprehension. But something around how you meet this person is unusual. It may be that you met them before the actual meeting, literally. It may be that so many synchronistic things had to happen in order for this person to be in the right space at the right time for you to meet them. It could be anything. But the way that the meeting comes about is usually not through ordinary, mundane kinds of situations. The timing too may seem unusual. At a particular time in your life, let's say when the last thing you might have been looking for might have been a relationship, or maybe you're in a relationship already. It can be any number of things that just simply boggle the mind. Number 11, doesn't take long for the relationship to heat up. We talked about the sacral chakra. Things move very fast. What might take you 3 to 6 months to accomplish with someone else that you're trying to get to know or beginning to date might take you 1 or 2 days with someone who you have a twin flame connection with. It doesn't take long. Why? Because you all are not strangers to each other. You already know each other. You already resonate. So the resonance and the degree that you resonate lets you know that you're already familiar with that person, and you're just in a space of remembering. Number 12, connection is not just a physical connection. We talk about this fiery, sexual, passionate, hot energy. It's not just that. It's It's the spiritual, the mental, and the emotional challenges, the provocations, the stimulating series of events that happen so quick and in such fast succession that you're having to not only withstand the power of the connection, but you're having to try to understand what's going on and try to keep pace with where all this stuff is coming from while still carrying on your normal life in this third dimensional reality. Number 12. I talked about this a little bit. The triggers. The things that trigger you. You know, when we talk about healing and when we talk about doing our inner work and our shadow work, one of the ways to become more self-aware and to understand what things we need to work on are to pay attention to the things that trigger us. When I talk about triggers, triggers make you reactive. They cause you to put up resistance and to build walls around yourself and feel the need to defend yourself or to judge others or to criticize others. So whenever you find yourself in a space of being triggered or defensive, you know, okay, instead of looking at the other person, let me look at myself. There's something I need to work on. There's something that this interaction is mirroring within me that has less to do with them and more to do with me. Ideally, both people would get that out of a particular situation. So the triggers become more and more pronounced. And if the twin flame union, if both people at the same time, and this is where it gets tricky, are not able to see this and be proactive and then challenge themselves to go to the next level during these difficult times, communication can break down. It can get to be too much, and then both people end up severing communication or the relationship during a particular period of time that can last for an indefinite amount of time, and they end up going their separate ways, sometimes not to be reunited. But still the twin flame purpose has been fulfilled, because the twin flame purpose is about that individual, okay, and their need to come into wholeness with the other aspects of themselves. So regardless of what happens in that union, that purpose is still being fulfilled, albeit in a different way. I talked about when you look into their eyes, okay? Number 15, and I talked about this too, the person wanting to help you excel, the person wanting to help you go to the next level. The last thing I really want to say about the twin flame relationship is that it really, really does differ from a false twin relationship. You hear people talk about the runner chaser thing all the time. It's been overused. The period of time where you have so much energy and there's so much, there can be conflict because the people are being required to do a lot more in a lot less time because the energy is so powerful. And so if they're not up to the challenge and they're not self-aware enough to be doing the inner work, or they're not concerned with the spiritual aspects of refinement in the way that they need to be, it becomes too much and the relationship is severed. Regardless, that connection is always still there. Those people will always love each other. Those people will always be connected, whether they're able to be together or not. And it's kind of like, and many of you can probably relate to that relationship with that friend that you have, that you love, that you never have to really speak to them on a day-to-day basis or even on a month-to-month or yearly basis. But when you come back together with them, that love, that kinship, that kindredness is always there. Is very similar to that. The twin flame relationship, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, it's a gift. It's a gift from the divine, okay? It is God that places love between the hearts. This is something that is a privilege. It is something that can be quite a challenge, but for those people who are fortunate enough to master on it and understand what their divine life purpose is and what the soul's evolutionary requirement is for this lifetime, for this particular incarnation, they are very fortunate. They are very, very fortunate. So I hope that I was able to demystify some of this for you. I will be doing a series of additional videos that relate to this same topic. I hope that you found your ability today to up-level your mindset in some way, to maybe clear some blockages to your understanding, and to perhaps manifest a greater level of abundance in your life as it relates to understanding your love life or a particular experience that you have had. Please leave a comment if there is a particular video that you might be interested in. If I'm up to it and can talk about it intelligently, I will definitely be much obliged. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Join the evolution.